Hello, everybody. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Julia, Mindset Coach for High Value, and I'm here to help you to realign with your true, abundant, radiant self and to create the life of your dreams from the inside out. And I hope you can hear me well. I am recently using my laptop to go live because my phone was stolen, and with the new phone, I'm not yet figuring everything out because it's a different one. So I'm sitting outside on the terrace, and I hope you can hear me really well. Today we're going to talk about non-attachment, and this is going to be super relieving for you if you can entrain into the energy of non-attachment, and if you can really allow yourself to contemplate on this and embody non-attachment. It's going to help you tremendously with being happy and living in the present moment, and also manifest your desires into reality. Because what it means to live from the inside out is really living from a place of non-attachment. Because if you are really knowing that you are creating everything from the inside out, you are creating the love that you want to experience, you're creating the happiness that you want to experience, you are creating the abundance and the wealth that you want to experience from your own consciousness and by the way you think and feel about yourself and your life and the people in your life, then you're not going to be attached naturally. Because if you know that you're creating it, why would you be attached? You know, and that you can always create more, or you don't even have to create it. You're just naturally perceiving reality that way, and there's no need to be attached because you are the source of everything. It's beautiful if you can really allow that to sink in. So we're going to talk about it today in a little more depth. But before, as always, and we are on day 19. Today is day number 19, and you can be so proud of yourself if you made it this far. And I guess you made it this far because you're watching the video. Or maybe you're watching the video just because you're interested in non-attachment. That's great too. But then, in that case, even more important to remind you that I will link the 8-hour affirmation recording here that you can listen to. It's a 21-day challenge, and it's actually not really a challenge because it's easy. But what this really does for you is by listening to these abundant beliefs, you're creating a new mindset for yourself, and you are reprogramming your subconscious mind for abundance. So you naturally attract and create a life that is abundant from the inside out. And it's really important to work with your subconscious mind as well, because it's 95% of your potential. So it doesn't cost anything. It just takes a little bit of intention. It doesn't even take time because you're sleeping anyway. So you might as well listen to the affirmations. And it's so soothing as well, because you kind of have this trust that everything that you want is coming to you, and during the night you're just like kind of manifesting it. So try this out for at least 21 days. I always say that I'd recommend to do this longer than 21 days, or at least 30 days with this one affirmation tape, so you can really, really allow these beliefs to sink in. And I will also upload different kinds of affirmation tapes in the future about relationship, money, work, and so on. So you can, after creating this foundational mindset, you can put on additional beliefs that are specific for other areas of your life. But to listen to this foundational belief system is already, like, it's very important because it creates the foundation for everything else. All right. That being said, let's talk about non-attachment. So why is it so important? Now, when you are shifting your reality, the main thing that you're doing is most of us are coming from a place of lack, where we feel that we are a victim of life, and we might not think the word victim. Most of us might rationalize it in a different way, but we perceive that there's this external world and things happen to us, and unfortunate things are basically affecting us, and we can't do anything about it. Like, to a certain degree we feel that way. We are the small human being, and the outside world is like happening. And when you're creating a shift and you're realizing that you can live in abundance and you can create your reality, that's when you realize your own power, and when you tap into the power of the way you think and the way you feel about your life and your circumstances, and the way you choose to move forward, and the way you view yourself. it's basically all about self-perception and about the perception of anything else in your life. And I don't say that just by perceiving everything differently, you change it. It's not just that. It's by perceiving things differently, you show up differently, and that's how you contribute to the change. We don't need to argue about this because it doesn't really matter where the change comes from. The fact is, if you change your thoughts and your beliefs, you change your brain structure, you will perceive reality differently. And it doesn't really matter if it was already different all the time and you just saw it in a distorted way, or if you create a change, it doesn't really matter. Fact is that you can perceive life differently, and if you can be happier. So if that's possible, why wouldn't you change your brain structure to allow the information in that makes you feel good instead of focusing on everything that makes you feel bad? So when you're in a state of lack, it takes a little bit of persistence, and it will be perceived for you as time when you're creating that change, because your brain will naturally go into the old neural pathways where you were like thinking thoughts just that you're used to thinking. It takes no effort to think. Let's say you have a mindset that is lack oriented and it makes you feel like 50% of the time it makes you feel good, and 50% of the time it makes you feel shitty. So of course 50% is already great. Okay, no need to change it, but 50% is not really great and you want to change it. So it will take some time to create a change, especially if you're in very low energy. And it can be instant, but it's still mostly, for most people, it still does take persistence, because it's much easier for you to stay in the old energy, not because that energy feels easy, but simply because you're used to it. So to go into a higher level of energy, it requires you to invest some energy, and you can literally do that by creating it, by deciding in that moment, okay, I'm not just gonna lay on the couch and feel shitty, but I'm gonna lay on the couch and at least try to become more conscious of which thoughts are creating me to feel this way. What is the feeling, and how is my mind rationalizing and explaining to myself why I should feel that way? Because there's a story to everything. And while you are detaching from your current story, you're already creating that space and a possibility for new thoughts to come in. And most of the time, you don't even need to do so much. It's enough for you to relax into some detachment from your current reality for new thoughts to occur, and then you kind of start to build that momentum into an energy that is a little more pleasant. Now, to come back to the topic, what does this have to do with non-attachment? While you're creating that change, what you're really doing is, instead of thinking that your external reality is making you feel that way, you're taking ownership and you're putting your attention on why you think that there's a problem and how you think that there's a problem. How is your mind creating that? Because I do understand that there are things that you need to resolve in your life, and there are things that you need to follow up with and that you need to work on in order for your life to function. And at the same time, for you to label things as being a problem or an unsolvable challenge or something that weighs you down, that's a way that you think about your reality, instead of thinking that it's a it's a challenge in a nice way. Like it helps you learn, it helps you grow. It's like a game. Why are you thinking of it as a problem? And while you are creating that shift from looking to the outer world and blaming something outside of you, and instead you're focusing on yourself, that's when you are starting to detach from the external reality and put your focus on yourself. And what can then happen is, as you are manifesting new results, like, for example, you become more self-confident and you attract new relationships in your life that make you feel more fulfilled because they're reflecting your self-confidence. What can happen then is you could start to get attached now to the new great results that you're creating, and kind of look at your external reality for proof, which is very natural, and we are so conditioned to look at our external reality for proof and to like kind of get attached to what we are creating because it's so beautiful, and we put so much of our energy into what we're creating and our relationships and our work and our financial situation and our flat or travel or whatever it is that you are experiencing, and you kind of get so enamored with your creation and your experience that you can get attached to it. It's very natural, or human. Let's put it that way. So, in order for you to keep manifesting, and I don't think that that's the point. The point is like really being love and being that abundance that you're seeking. But also, of course, you want to manifest things. It's also natural, yeah. You don't need to ignore the external reality and all the fun that you can have in this life. So it goes hand in hand. But when you can realize really that you are creating everything, and life is really just a reflection of the thoughts that you keep thinking and the emotions and vibrations that you keep putting out and that you keep feeling, then it's so helpful because you're not so attached, and it's natural and human, as I said, to be attached to in a certain way, yeah, to have that kind of like connection with your reality and not be like completely disconnected and not care at all. But the easier it is for you to detach and to say like, okay, there's an apparent problem, like I am perceiving or creating that as a problem, and what is this teaching me, or how can I relate to it from my inner place of abundance, peace, joy, love, and give my consciousness to whatever is happening so that I can bring my own energy into it. Then you are creating the solution, or you are creating a new situation or a new manifestation, again, from the inside out. Yeah. Whereas if you get attached to something, no matter if it's a positive or a negative manifestation of what you previously thought, you get entangled. I see it happening so often. It's the normal state for many people, and it happened, and it happens to me sometimes, or it happened to me a lot as well. Like I got entangled with all these stories and in different relationships or in different like just situations in my life, and it just became part. And like that's how personality work. That how personalities work is like we're creating all these stories, and then we think that we are what we are experiencing, when actually like we're creating the story and then we identify with it. So if you can take the power back to yourself, be really, really, really stable, and that's what we're practicing here, and keep on projecting love, consciousness, understanding, compassion, empathy, solutions, joy, freedom, connection. If you can keep projecting that outwards, then that's what you are going to create. And I'm not saying there are no ups and downs or anything, but if you keep putting that out there, then you are going to create and manifest the solutions to whatever problems that you are perceiving. You're going to become the solution. You're going to become what you're looking for, and you already are that. It's already available within yourself. So whatever you're creating, make sure to keep a healthy amount of non-attachment or detachment to it. Don't ignore it. You don't have to ignore it. You should not be disconnected from it, like pretending you don't care and pushing it away, because that's another topic that we can talk about another time. But rather perceive it as like a part of yourself, like a mirror, like something that is showing you something about yourself, and then try to assess where your energy is and why you're perceiving it that way, which will then help you to kind of shift the situation by first shifting yourself and showing up differently. And that will either make you shift your focus from away from that problem to something else that you can have a different energy around, or you might just as well create a solution, as I already said. All right. If you have any questions about non-attachment or related topics that I touched upon today, then feel free to comment below and let me know. Or in general, if you have comments, comment below. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video. Make sure to listen to the 8-hour affirmation recording for at least 21 days to create a shift in your subconscious mind. It takes 21 days to create a new habit. So make use of this opportunity. Really, you have nothing to lose. You're sleeping anyway, so you might as well listen to the affirmations. And last but not least, if you need help in your process and if you'd like some feedback or some support, then feel free to reach out to me. I will put a link to my website in my bio, and you can book coaching with me, or you can just reach out and check in and ask about how I could help you and inquire about that, because I love what I'm doing and I would really like to support you in case you think that that would be helpful for you on your journey. All right. It's day number 19. Keep it up. You can be so proud of yourself. And don't forget that you are what you're looking for. The resources are available within you. You just need to take your power back. Yeah, it's all within you. You are powerful. Don't forget that. Have a lovely rest of your day, and we see each other tomorrow at day number 20. I'm so excited. We're almost at the end of our 21-day challenge. Bye-bye.